I just want to take 1 second to thank you personally for your assistance on my journey. The listeners know mine. I was vegetarian slash pescatarian for many, many years, and then went vegan because at the time I thought I was doing better for my health, better for the planet, all the things. And then by the fifth year, sixth year, my health started to go off a cliff. And I was literally thinking, like you were, that I had inherited a lemon. I was fatigued. I was up like you constantly, every hour on the hour during the night, waking, pain throughout my body, wondering what the heck was going on. The listeners know I came across a presentation by Sally online, Lost Seasonality, the Overconsumption of Plants. But I never have told this part of the story, is that when I realized that plants could be actually defending themselves and have things that could harm us as opposed to what we've been taught than to eat all the greens that you want, I came across the Trying Low Oxalates group on Facebook and I joined. And you probably won't remember this, but you and I messaged probably about 4 years ago now, back and forth there. And you were so helpful to me. So I want to say thank you for that in person, because as someone that came into this completely blind and bowled over that I had been doing it all wrong, one of the things I've heard you say is that you are constantly helping folks who thought they were doing everything right, but still, like me, felt awful. Can you talk a little bit about that and what has happened and some of the diets that you've found that have been leading people into this lemon of a body feeling?
Yeah. And it's not just the vegans and the vegetarians, although I too at one point would, attempted to go vegetarian. And it's astonishing how quickly it can build up for some people. Because I knew, like, maybe a couple of months into trying to eat a more vegetarian diet, that it was not for me. I couldn't digest my food. We haven't talked about all the kinds of symptoms you can have, but my anxiety spiked. There's all, like, it's not just the physiological stuff. There are physiological things I'd rather put up with than have an anxiety attack. Thank you very much. So paleo diets are really bad. And any diet where you're being told eat as much spinach as possible, eat as much beet greens as possible, eat as much, I doubled and tripled down on some of these things because I thought I was doing myself a favor. I mean, I got pregnant for my first as I was rounding the corner to 40. So I had him just after I was 40. And I wanted to be the healthiest mother possible. I cringe now at how much I was taking in. We were eating beets every week. We were eating beet greens every week. We were eating Swiss chard every week. We were eating spinach every week. We were, when I start to list them all, we were eating almonds as snacks. Like, it was the oxalate doomsday list. It was definitely my dirty dozen that I've talked about on my blog. And so, was I taking in a couple of thousand milligrams a day? I've never actually looked carefully at my diet from that time period because I suspect I'd scare myself. But I've had, clients come in on paleo, particularly paleo. Although if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you're going to be right up there as well, where eating 2,000 or 3,000 milligrams of oxalate a day is not that hard to do. And the other one that I think I need to highlight, and we can talk more about this, is things like vitamin C, where you're really getting oxalate from your supplements. And we totally underestimate how much that can actually be contributing to our diet, because we don't realize simple things like about half of the vitamin C you take in degrades completely naturally, and our bodies can normally handle it because it's a small amount, but half of it is clearly degrading to oxalate. So if you're taking in thousands of milligrams a day, I've got clients right now where I don't even have to touch their diet for the first 6 months. I'm just pulling them down in their vitamin C first.